Hello, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So yesterday we had a discussions related to economic survey, that what to study in economic survey and how to study economic survey. And I have seen that majority of the questions from the economic survey are related to the macroeconomic situation of the country, right? Macroeconomic situation like macroeconomic conditions like inflation rate, employment rate, GDP, gross value addition, then investment rate, then tax collection, that percentage of the tax collection compared to GDP, then GDP and real GDP ratio. All these types of macroeconomic situations, statement-wise questions are being asked from the economic survey. So I have given you one chapter to read it in yesterday's class. So I hope all of you have finished with that topic. If you have any doubts about the topics which I have asked you to read yesterday, you can ask me so that before I start with the question paper discussion today, like how the questions are being framed in the UPSC in 2018-19. We will discuss 2019 question first. I will tell you the context, why that question has been asked, and how to find out the answer of these questions by knowing the basics. And I also have shared some what you can say the topics, basic topics which you need to cover for the prelims. Like, can you all see the screen? Hello, am I audible? Is the screen visible to all of you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Audible.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So these are the topics which, like, these are the basic topics which you need to study for prelims. So we will be discussing all these topics, why you need to study and from where you need to study these topics that I will also discuss. So if you have any doubts for yesterday's economic survey, you can ask me. So that before we will discuss few questions and then I'll come to this revision plan. Yes. Any doubts for yesterday's economic survey which I have asked you to read? So you have understood the whole topic, or you are not finished it yet? Yes, Yasmin.
No, sir. No, sir. I didn't finish it.
Okay, you have not read it. Fine. Okay. Anyone else who have read the economic survey chapter which I've asked you to read? No one?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. So any doubt?
Yes, sir, I asked you.
Okay. So you have asked. No any questions apart from that?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me check it out for previous year economic questions. First, we will try to understand how the questions are framed in UPSC from economics, or we can say the topic, like how the questions are being framed, and how to find out the answer with the help of the basic knowledge, right? So although the questions are from the current issues or from the current topics, but they are linked with the basics. They are linked with what you can say the basic concepts of the economy. So can you all see the screen now? Is it visible? So in 2019, 2018 and 2017 are questions we will be discussing, and we can see that almost every year the number of questions is almost same, like from the core economics. Like 2018 there were 12 questions, in 2019 there were 11 questions, in 2007 there were around what you can say 5 to 6 questions, and so that is what is there. So we will discuss about this. So here it is mentioned that we which are the questions related to the topics that we're having. We will first discuss the question, then I'll come to that point. Okay, so here there is one question. What was the purpose of the inter-creditor agreement signed by Indian banks and financial institutions recently? So as I told you that whatever the recent event takes place about the banking sector in India, the UPSC do ask questions related to that, right? So that is why I told you that recent developments in the banking sector, if banks have what you can say, the Reserve Bank of India has come across a new policy, a new what you can say the updates or uh, uh, new way of optimum utilization of the capital resources in the economy, that you need to study. If the any problem is being faced by the banking sector, then how that problem is being solved by some of the new policies by the Reserve Bank of India, that you need to see. So here you can see that what was the purpose of inter-creditor agreement. intercreditor agreement signed by the Indian banks and financial institutions recently. Okay, so anyone knows what is the meaning of this intercreditor agreement? Anyone okay, anyone has read about it? Newspaper में कभी किसी ने पढ़ा है इसके बारे में? What is intercreditor agreement? Manish, have you read it somewhere?
No, not in
No.
newspaper.
Bagisha?
No, sir, I haven't read about
Okay.
it.
Rupali?
No, sir.
Okay. What about you, Manish? Sorry, Piyush? Hello?
Yes, sir, I have heard this term.
Okay. So what is this intercreditor agreement?
So right now, I'm not able to recall exactly, but I think.
But from
in my
where you
credit
have it? What
memory
was the source of your information? Like from where you have read this?
Sir, it was in some of the magazines, a Vision, I guess. I don't remember exactly, but I have heard this news term many times.
Check it. So
There
that
was a
what
committee also जो इसने recommend किया था ये, so that was in news, sir.
हाँ ठीक है. So that's what I'm saying. So why I'm asking this to you? Because ki even if you read the whole 1 year current affairs from the magazines or maybe from any current affair compilations of many classes, but when you read so many things, it becomes very difficult to remember each and everything. In exam, you feel like you have read it somewhere, but you don't understand, you don't remember exactly what it is all about. But anyways, by the term itself, we'll try to find out the answer of the question. Like even if you don't read this in newspaper or maybe in any current affair or compilations, you will try to find out. Like we will try to find out the answer of this question. Now, anyways, you know what is credit? Credit means all of you know we take a loan from somewhere, then it is called as credit. So intercredit agreement. Intercredit agreement means that agreement signed between the bank when they take loan from the bank. Am I right? Like as I told you that sometimes when the commercial banks are in need of money, they do borrow money from the other commercial bank also. Anyone remember what that money is called as? What that loan is called as when a commercial bank takes a loan from another bank for a short duration or maybe a long
Call
duration?
money.
Yeah, call money, right? You know
Yes.
that is called as call money. So it is similar like an agreement. Like what is it mentioned that? What was the purpose of intercreditor agreement signed by Indian bank and financial institutions recently? So here the agreement is signed between Indian banks, that is the commercial bank, and financial institutions. So financial institutions, which institutions? Like there are some financial institutions apart from bank. Do you remember like when I was discussing the banking sector in the basic, I told you there are banks or those financial institutions which has got a license from the bank as a bank, and there are some other institutions which have not got as a license of the bank. So so this agreement is signed between that is Indian banks and the other financial institution like NBFC, if you can say. NBFC, that is non-banking financial corporation. So question is, what is the purpose of the intercreditor agreement signed by the Indian banks and financial institutions recently? So when you read the question, if you understand what exactly it is, then it becomes very easy to find out the answer. So if you read the question carefully, even by knowing the basics of economics, you know that basics of economics, like there are some financial institutions, there are some banks, there are some non-banking financial institutions, and the main purpose of this is what? Optimum utilization of capital resources of the country. Some institutions are allowed to take deposits, some institutions are not allowed to take deposits. While whenever the banks are in need of money, they took loan from the other commercial banks, or whenever NBFC also are in need of money, they also take the loan from banks, right? So the intercreditor agreement is there. So we will read one by one. So what could be the purpose of this intercreditor agreement signed by the Indian banks and financial institutions? So it is signed between Indian banks and financial institutions. First statement, to lessen the government of India's perennial burden of fiscal deficit in current account deficit. So do you think the objective of the agreement between bank and financial institution will be to lessen the government of India's fiscal deficit and current account deficit? Will it leads to decrease in the current account deficit of the country and fiscal deficit of the country by having any such agreement between commercial bank and financial institution?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
No, Rupali?
No, sir.
Right? No. This is one. So we can eliminate this. Going to the second. To support the infrastructure projects of central and state governments. Third, to act as an independent regulator in case of application of loans of rupees 50 crore or more. to act as an independent regulator in case of application of loans of rupees 50 crore or more. D, to aim at faster resolution of stressed assets of rupees 50 crore or more, which are under consortium lending. So one or A and B you can eliminate. The answer should be either C or D. Why it should be either C or D? Because it talks about loans. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Logic
Yes,
समझ में आ रहा है?
sir.
Why I am eliminating A and B and why I have kept C and D now? Because it talks about loan. Now tell me, last year when the question has been asked, what was the most important challenge in front of the banking sector?
Stressed asset.
Raised us. See here, the act to act as an independent regulator. Now here again you can eliminate it. Independent regulator, you can eliminate it. Why you can eliminate it? Because obviously the regulator of the banking sector is who? Banking and NBFC sector.
RBI.
RBI. So to act
RBI.
as an independent regulator in case of application of loans for rupees 50 crore or more, you can eliminate these also. And the most appropriate answer, which seems to me, as per the question, that should be the D. That to aim at faster resolution of stressed assets of rupees 50 crore or more, which are under consortium lending. Got it? Consortium lending means what? The loan which has been given by many, but we can say the financial institutions together. So D looks more plausible option as per this question. Am I correct? Now remember, the UPSC exam, you need to find out the answer with the help of whatever you know about that particular topic, like the basics about that particular topic. Clear? Fine. Okay. So here see, answer is D. All of you got it? How to get the answer of this question? Even if you don't
Yes,
know,
sir.
even if you have not come across such terms, and even if you like that is whenever you read from somewhere, it becomes very difficult कि जितना पढ़ते हो वो एग्जाम में याद नहीं आता है, अंडर प्रेशर वो भी याद नहीं आता, बट जो बेसिक है, जो बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स हैं वो तो आपको हमेशा के लिए याद रहते हैं, जैसे कि Indian banks and financial institutions you can eliminate, like you need to know that obviously it has nothing to do with the fiscal deficit and current account deficit. It should also be what if it's it will not have with the central government and state government infrastructure projects. So अब यहाँ पर basic thing independent regulator जो है ये, this is the trigger word here which I can eliminate here. And obviously as I know last year that there was a problem of the stressed assets in the economy at the time in the banking sector. So obviously it should be signed for this purpose. Clear? Sachin, are you there? Hello? I guess Sachin Chauhan has left it. Okay. So clear how to find out the answer of this question? Any doubts about it, Manish?
Yes, sir, clear.
Sir, any possible questions can be asked about consortium lending?
You need to know what is the meaning of consortium lending. That's it. See here, it's a very simple thing. Consortium, you know meaning of consortium?
Like together they pool and they give.
Yeah. So here what is happening, like Indian banks are also giving loan and financial institutions are also giving the loan. And that is why they have signed this agreement. Now there may be one more question, like the question can be related to CIBIL. Do you know what is CIBIL? CIBIL. Yeah, CIBIL. 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 There is something called CIBIL score. One second, I'm getting a call. 1 second. Hello. Hello. हेलो, हाँ बोलिए. Sorry. Yes, Manish. So yeah, question can be asked related to CIBIL. CIBIL means this is actually a common what you can say, the platform created by all the banks to understand the what you can say, the behavior of the borrower of the money, whether the borrower who has taken loan from the commercial bank while again financial institution, whether he is paying back the loan on time or not. On the basis of that, some marks are given to the each and every person, and that is what is called a CIBIL score. So that has been created by all the banks. They have come together and they have created that CIBIL score. Got it? So this is also a similar kind of agreement it is there. So if you want to do something related to this, you can study about what is CIBIL. CIBIL. It's in capital. CIBIL. B for Bombay. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, chale, going to the next question. The chairman of the public sector banks are selected by. See, this is the 2019 question. It was again a very easy question. The chairman of the public sector banks are selected by the. So what do you think? The chairman of the public sector bank should be selected by whom? Why this question was with asked, I will tell you. Because what has happened in last 4-5 years, there are a lot of increasing cases of the frauds in the bank, like the loans which have been given by the commercial banks to some people. It has been, what you can say, with the connivance of the bank management, right? So for that reason, again, what has happened is the question related to the appointment of the directors and appointment of the board of directors, appointment of the CEO and chairman of the commercial banks was in question. So that is why a new system has been created. So the chairman of the public sector banks are selected by. See here the question is public sector bank. So options were Reserve Bank of India, Bank Board Bureau, Union Ministry of Finance, and management of concerned bank. So here you need to eliminate. See, always try. So whenever if you don't know the answer, you should try to eliminate the answer, right? Eliminate the options. So can anybody eliminate it? Which options you can eliminate for this question? That even if you don't know, you can eliminate. If you know, that's a different thing. But if you don't know, you can eliminate the answer. So do you think that the chairman of the public sector bank is selected by the Union Ministry of Finance? No, it is not by the Union Ministry of Finance. Right?
No, sir.
Yes, नहीं हो सकता. Management of the concerned bank?
No.
That is also
No,
you
sir.
can eliminate it. Why? Because obviously if the chairman of the public sector bank is decided, is what you can say is selected by the management of the concerned bank, then obviously there will be no transparency in that. Now two options remain: Bank Board Bureau and Reserve Bank of India. So in exam you may mark RBI and you may mark Bank Board Bureau, but a separate board is created for the appointment of the chairman and other directors of the public sector bank, and that is why the answer is Bank Board Bureau. Again, you see this question was asked because it was in the newspaper. They in the Indian Express explained page, they have explained how the chairman of the public sector banks, so the director of the public sector banks are what you can say selected. It has been what you can say given into the newspaper, and on that basis it would have been very easy to find out the answer of this question in last year in 2019 question, right? This is a direct question and this is an indirect question. Like here you can find out the answer in such type of questions by using logic, but here you need to know exactly. You can eliminate C and D, but again you can see there may be a confusion between Bank Board Bureau and Reserve Bank of India, but the answer is Bank Board Bureau, right? Okay, going to the next question. Any doubts about this question? Sonali?
No, sir.
Check it. Sonali is there? Hello, am I audible to you, Sonali? Hello? Hello? Okay. Question number 3. The economic cost of food grains to the Food Corporation of India is a minimum support price and bonus paid to the farmer plus. That we have already discussed yesterday. We'll go to the next question. Now here, what is question? What is the topic here? The topic is the agricultural price mechanism, the agricultural produce price mechanism. So which I have included in the list of topic which you need to study here. And here these two topics are related to the banking sector. These two questions are related to the recent developments in the banking sector, basics of banking sector and recent development in the banking sector. Second question, consider the following statement 1 and 2. Option is which of the following or you can say which of the statement given above is or are correct. Like, okay, so most of India's external debt is owned by government entities. Second statement, all of India's external debt is denominated by US dollars. Now, can anybody tell me this question is related to which topic? The topic which I have given to you in the today's morning, I have given you some topics which you need to study. So this question is from which topic of the economic, basic economic? This is actually related to the fiscal policy. It's related to the government budget, right? So when you study the basics of economics, that is government budget, So we'll come to know that how much, like India borrowed some money, like to fill the gap between the government revenue and government expenditure. There is something called what I can say deficit financing. So in deficit financing, the government borrows money. So some money is borrowed from internally and some is borrowed externally. So what is mentioned here that most of India's external debt, again, external debt is of two kinds. One is that the private people can also borrow the money and government can also borrow the money. Government for its own expenditure and private for its own business purpose, right? So most of India's external debt is owned by the government entities. So you need to know whether the external debt is by the government entities or it is from the private sector. Second statement, all of India's external debt is denominated in US dollars. So you have to find out the correct statement here. So can you find out the answer? What do you think about this statement? What about the first statement, whether it is a correct statement or wrong statement? Yes, Rupali. Have you seen?
Sir, I think second statement is wrong.
Second statement is wrong.
That is
Okay.
talking about all of India's external debt.
Yeah, so since it is mentioned all of India's external debt is denominated in US dollars. So it is not like that all the India's external debt is only in US dollar. It might be in some other, what you can say, other format also. Like for example, it may be in SDR, it may be in pound. If suppose if you have taken it from Japan, it will be in the form of Japanese currency, right? So second statement, you can say that it is wrong. And all of you get it how the second statement is wrong? Any doubts about it, Manish? Is it easy to find out why the second statement is wrong? Do you need like to read any any specific books to, or you can say identify whether the statement is correct or wrong? If you know the basics, that the external dates may be in different formats, it is not necessary that it will be only in US dollar. Anyways, such type of statement that all, only, most of the time such type of statements are wrong. So you can eliminate second statement. What about the first statement? Yes, Bhagishya,
So
what
it is also not correct.
It is also not correct. Why?
Sir, because we need to know that most of the debt is owned by private entities, not government entities.
So from where you will come to know about this? What is the source?
Sir, the thing. Yesterday you told there was also written.
Yeah, so economic survey. So why you need to economic survey? Because when you read economic survey, in economic survey the data is given, the charts are given, the graphs are given. So in the borrowing parts, if you see, the external borrowing is more or internal borrowing is more, that is also shown. Then the private sector borrowing is more or the government sector borrowing is more. So they give the chart. So in that you have to control, and that is why you need to read the economic survey. Why you need to read economic survey? To get this type of, what you can say, the comparison. And UPSC do ask comparison. They don't ask you the numbers. Am I right? So they do not ask what is India's external debt. They do not ask what is India's external debt. What is the $7,500 is India's external debt. They don't ask it. What they ask, all of India's external debt is denominated in US dollar. Whether this is correct or wrong. So if you know the basics that the external debt is not denominated only in US dollar, they are in some other sources also. Like today, I have shared one. What you can see, I have shared one notes on the group, written notes which is written by one of my students. She's again keeping updates of the current affairs for last, what you can say, two years. So she has given me a notes today. Last year she had prepared only for 6 months and she got around 98 marks. So I will share those notes once again with you. Let me check it out. Yeah. So is my screen visible to all of you? Have you checked those notes which I've shared it on the group? Have I shared it on the group or not?
Yes, sir. You did.
Which group I have shared it? I don't remember. Here you can see. Here she has taken the notes as per the recent, what you can say, the recent, what you can say, this thing, what you can say, the trends of the UPSC. Like she has not focused more on the numbers. She has focused more on, what you can see, the numbers. So 1 second, let me check it out. FRBM she has taken. She has written one, yeah, reserve of RBI. Can you see it? Is it visible to all of you? Is
No,
my
sir.
screen visible? Can you see the notes?
No.
Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
One.
No, sir.
Now is it visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Now here you can see she has written simply like reserve of RBI. So what type of reserves are there with the Reserve Bank of India? That is she mentioned here, that CGRA, that is currency and gold reservation account, that is called a CGRA. RBI holds a huge amount of gold and currency. Since it is very high government demand, some what you can see some money to transfer from this, because gold and what you can say foreign currency is high demand in the market, so they keep it as a reserve so that it can be used during the contingency situation. So that is what is the purpose of such type of what you can say CGRA. CGRA is a what you can say revaluation account which goes to change the value of the gold and changes the currency changes, right? She has also written few what you can say the here you can say financial year RBI's recent updates. She has written the names of the committee also, but she has not gone into the detail of the provisions of the committee. That committee is related to what, that is what is mentioned here only. So if you read this much only, that will help you in find out. Here you can see foreign exchange reserve, right? Can you see here? Foreign exchange reserve consists of what? Foreign currency, then gold and SDR with RBI. So here you can see that in the SDR also we can have the loan in the special drawing right. So in this sense, you can say that the second statement is wrong. Okay. So got it? How to find out the answer? Any doubts about this question? So can you see that they are asking very basic thing here? Fine. The next question, question number 5. We are left with only 7 minutes. We will discuss it again. We will start once again after going through the once the meeting is ended. Which of the following is not included in the assets of commercial bank? See again a very basic questions related to the commercial regarding the banking sector. So which one of the following is not included in the assets of the commercial bank? So we have already discussed which are called as assets and which are not called as liabilities. Which are called as liabilities, which are called as assets. So which among the following is not included in the assets of the commercial bank? It was a very basic question again. So advances, deposits, investment, and money at call and short notice. So do you know what is the meaning of advances? Hello, I'm audible to all of you? Please
Yes,
respond
sir.
to me.
Audible.
So do you know what is the meaning of advances? Yes or no? That's okay. Even if you don't, that doesn't. उसकी ज़्यादा वो नहीं है कि it not necessary that you should know each and everything in the exam. You might be knowing or you may not be knowing, right? Do you know what is the meaning of advances?
Sir, loans, na?
Yeah, loans are called as advances. Now you know,
Yes, sir.
you know that loans are called as advances are called as loans. But even if
Yes.
you don't know, leave it. Now go to the next topic. So deposits with the bank, are they assets of the banks or liability of the banks?
Liability.
तो यहाँ पर पूछा है which is not included in the assets. So now deposits. Now again investment of the bank. Investment of the bank, is it asset to the bank?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is asset to the bank. Investment. Advances are also assets.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Now money at call and short notice. So the money at call and short notice, here now two things, whether the commercial bank is giving to someone else or it is borrowing from someone else. So obviously the loan given at money at call and short notice, it is an asset for the bank or liability for the bank.
Liability.
Here the bank is given to some other commercial bank.
Asset होगा ना, sir?
Asset होगा.
Asset only.
Yeah, it will be an asset, right? So here what is that, which is not an asset. So deposits of the people with the bank is not an asset of the commercial bank, which is actually a liability, right? So answer should be what here? Deposits, right?
B.
Am I right?
Yes.
So see, it's a very basic question again. Got it? So here they are asked questions related to the how the bank sector works, how the banks, what you can say, helps in optimum utilization of the resources, and again what are the assets of the bank and what are not the assets of the bank. That is what is expected here. Fine. Going to the next question. In the context of India, which of the following factor or is a contributor to the reducing the risk of the currency crisis? So this question I have discussed in the last class. As we have seen that whenever there is a currency crisis, last year there was a currency crisis. So the question has been asked that which among the following is the factors which can reduce the risk of the currency crisis. So option is the foreign currency earnings of the IT sector, yes. Increasing the government expenditure, no. Remittances from Indians abroad, yes. So answer should be 1 and 3. Any doubts about this question? This question I have already discussed.
No.
ये समझ में आ गया? I guess Satvir and
Yes,
Satvir and
Yes.
क्या नाम है आपका? Saurabh, you were not there in the last class. But ये why 1 and 3 are the correct answer? You know it? समझ में आया नहीं यार? You want me to explain?
Explain, sir.
हाँ, अब यहाँ पर देखिए करेंसी क्राइसिस मतलब क्या पता है आपको? व्हाट इज करेंसी क्राइसिस? करेंसी क्राइसिस मींस व्हाट? कि व्हेन द वैल्यू ऑफ द इंडियन करेंसी फॉल्स कंपेयर टू द अदर करेंसी. फॉर एग्जांपल डॉलर के मुकाबले में अगर इंडियन करेंसी की वैल्यू अगर कम होती जा रही है तो उसको हम करेंसी क्राइसिस कहते हैं. तो लास्ट ईयर ये प्रॉब्लम हुआ था. लास्ट ईयर हमने देखा था कि इंडियन रुपीस वैल्यू हैज डिक्रीज कंपेयर टू द डॉलर. $1 हैज बिकम इक्वल टू अराउंड 75 रुपीस, राइट? तो ये क्यों हुआ था? बिकॉज डॉलर की कमी थी, right? There was what you can say high demand for dollar, and what you can say the supply of the dollar in the money market was what you can say it was less. That is why the currency crisis was there. तो ये currency crisis को अगर reduce करना है तो we need to have what you can say inflow of the dollar in the market, right? डॉलर आना चाहिए हमारे मार्केट में. तब ये तीनों में से कौन से एक्टिविटी से डॉलर इंडिया में आएंगे, इससे हमारा क्या होगा? विच विल रिड्यूस द रिस्क ऑफ द करेंसी क्राइसिस. क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया सौरभ?
Yes, sir.
अब मुझे बताइए कि द फॉरेन करेंसी अर्निंग ऑफ द इंडियाज आईटी सेक्टर विल इट लीड्स टू इनफ्लो ऑफ द डॉलर इनटू द इंडियन इकोनॉमी? डॉलर इंडिया में आएंगे या नहीं आएंगे इसकी वजह से?
Not sure, sir.
अगर इंडिया की जो आईटी सेक्टर आईटी कंपनी है अगर वो फॉरेन करेंसी अर्न कर रही है, so well the foreign currency will come to India or not?
Yes, sir.
ये सही है.
Yes, come.
इंक्रीजिंग ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर, अगर गवर्नमेंट खर्चा बढ़ा रही है उससे बाहर का करेंसी इंडिया में आएगा क्या?
नहीं
No.
नहीं
No, sir.
आएगा.
No, sir.
आपसे थर्ड स्टेटमेंट है रेमिटेंसेस फ्रॉम इंडियंस अब्रॉड. जो इंडिया के जो लोग हैं बाहर काम कर रहे हैं और वो इंडिया में अपनी सैलरी भेज रहे हैं, रेमिटेंसेस दे आर सेंडिंग इट टू द इंडियंस, लाइक रेमिटेंसेस फ्रॉम इंडियंस अब्रॉड. इसका मतलब है the Indians who are living abroad. So will it what you can say lead to inflow of the dollars to the India? Not only dollars but foreign currency you can say. It may be a real or it may be what you can say something else, some other currency. So will it reduce the currency crisis? Yes or no? Yes, Saurabh.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes,
समझ में आ गया? तो 1 and 3 only. So answer should be B, 1 and 3 only. समझ में आ गया? ये बेसिक से आंसर निकल सकता है. Now 1 minute is left. I will stop the meeting here. Please join again by using the same link. We will continue the further questions. Fine? Please join all of you again. Like जितना आप ज्यादा क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करोगे उतना ज्यादा आपको मदद होगी एग्जाम में to find out the answer of the questions in the economics. Fine?
Okay, sir.
yes.